pressure, or like, I don't know if you said storms or whichever, like, you will do this rough stretch like the last few weeks. Like, what have you noticed about kind of the mood of the group, or just kind of how you handle?
Well, obviously, it's not easy. You don't want to lose certain amount of game, and you don't want to lose the big games either. But we know we're not. What I can see is that nobody's being in the locker room thinking like, oh, we had a great game, or we played the right way, or we understand that this is a little bit off of our game, and we just have to get back to what made this team successful before.
Pat said yesterday after the game that it feels like you guys are just kind of not having fun, out there right now. Like, do you feel that, or that like? Obviously, it's.
I don't know. I don't know if what he meant was like we're not having fun, or losing is obviously not fun. But no, I mean it's like I understand, like that you don't want to finish the game and be like come in the locker room. I mean I've never heard of anybody come in the locker room and be like, yes, we lost the game. So I think that's more that statement. So losing is really not fun, and it sucks. And it doesn't matter how much you can win. At the end of the day, those big games, when you lose them, you have no choice but to step back, look at yourself in the mirror, and like be honest with yourself. And I think evidently, if you can turn it around, this is actually good. I played prior team where we hadn't had so much adversity, and come to playoff, boom, you're gone. And it happened to this team a few years back, and I think that the last couple of years, they've had adversity in their season. And if you arose through it and work through those moments, you have no choice but to look at yourself and be humble, because look at the clip. You're not playing the right way for the team. So evidently, if we can mature through it, I think it's a good thing for the team. And anyway, there is no other way to see it, because if you sit there and thinking about how negative it is and putting your head down, you're not going to come out of it anyway.
What changed between the first period and the second and third period?
Well, I mean, you guys have watched the game like I did, right? We had turnovers that cost us the game. It's not the first time. And it's not, I think, our mentality maybe to try to create play out of sometimes we don't need to, understanding that the game doesn't have to be win on that shift especially, right? You can just have a heck of a shift and maybe produce the momentum enough for the next line to come in and buzz, like the Colton line and Pauly and Haggard. They've been doing it, they maybe don't score the goals, but like they've been creating so much positive momentum. The next line coming on the ice is kind of an automatic offensive zone shift, and this is kind of what we think we have to go back to, like the detail in our game to make sure we understand that. I mean, I never heard of anybody winning the game halfway through the game, right? That like the game is not over. So make sure you understand that, play the right way, and just try to build for the next group coming up and for the whole team finally.
What have you noticed about Hagel and Paul that fits in with this group over the past few games since they've joined the team?
I mean, they are two hard-working guys, and this has been good. Like, I mean, it's not like the guys that left were not hard-working, but they've had also, with the team that they've played, they maybe played a lot of more minutes, so their games, they have a little bit more confidence in their sticks. So, and they've keeping to the system. Like, even if they're brand new guys, they haven't tried to cheat the game. They've tried to follow the system. They're working hard to make sure that they follow it, because it's a brand new system for those guys. But I mean, they're doing a great job, and they've been a big factor of us being able to coming back in some of the game we won and winning the game.
What did you think of practice today? From my standpoint, it looked like there was more instruction being given and more communication out there.
Yeah, that's not a wrong statement. I think it's pretty fair. The few games in that stretch where we had bad games or losing the games, there is quite too many systems errors, and I think that the coaches have come to a point where they have all right, let's be a little bit clearer. Let's go back to make sure everybody understands the position and why we're doing stuff. And so it's a tough practice, but at the end of the day, you end up maybe a little bit less thinking next time you're on the ice in the game.